If I could just do a follow-up, we could kind of reset the clock with a new question, and you know, let's start with you, Representative Hewett. You know, I've heard a defense of the labor spending and the collective bargaining. If you could talk about how do we fix the fiscal situation, because it's year after year, as you said, Representative Hewett, of deficits and cutting. What ideas, if you get back there, would you bring, if not asking for labor concessions, to try to get our fiscal house back in order? And I'll give you the first shot on that, Representative Hewett.
Right. Well, first of all, the reason we're here is a lot of people don't understand how we spend money in the state. I'm not saying you guys do or don't. We don't have the luxury of collecting money and then spending it. We have to spend it in hopes that we collect it. So if a lot of people don't buy cigarettes like we want them to, or buy gas like we want them to, then we have a deficit. And this year, our deficit was $950 million, and we closed it. Now, I tell you this, in appropriations, being a member of the Appropriations Committee, the way we spend money, those days are over.
Mr. Soto, what ideas would you bring to try to get our fiscal house in order?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think everyone can agree that we are in a new fiscal reality. And, you know, it's about having someone with new ideas, new energy, that can bring some new creative solutions to how we're going to, you know, come out of this economic crisis. And so think about one example, and this is just one out of the many that we can kind of propose. But if you're a real estate broker, right, and you want to get your license, you have to pay $300 a year for that license. And right now, if you're a stockbroker who makes millions and millions of dollars, you pay $150 for that license, right? And so we need to, you know, this is just one example, fees, a very simple example, that if we just have someone that comes up with a new idea, that we can bring in some new kind of strategies for revenue.
Those ideas come up all the time. We have 169 towns in the state of Connecticut. We have Bridgeport, Waterbury, Hartford, New London, New Haven. Those towns would support anything you just said. But the rest of them, like those little towns like Orange, Fairfield County, they're never going to support that. This is why it gets squashed every time. It's not that we don't bring it up. It just gets squashed.
Mr. Soto, give you a last chance to rebut. Are you being realistic about what can be achieved?
Absolutely, I'm being realistic. That's why I'm running for office. You know, the reality is that, you know, if we're going to go down what we've been doing for the past 12 years, then it's going to, of course, it ain't broken and we're not going to fix it. Sure. But if we don't get somebody in there that has new ideas, that has creative solutions, wow, one creative solution, let's start an organization to help young people go to college. Awesome idea, and now more young kids are going to college.
Well, you know, Chris, I've been educating kids K through 12 for the last 20 years before they get to college. A lot of people don't want to go to college. A lot of people can't go to college. I was one of the ones that couldn't go. That don't mean that we're not smart. We just think with a different side of our brain.
All right, the next question is...
Can I have a rebuttal on that? Can I have a rebuttal?
On the brain issue?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I'll give you 30 seconds.
So, I never said that everyone should go to college. I'm just giving an example of one good idea that has really helped New London. And I didn't know that getting educated was a crime.
No, my bad.
All right, next question from Tim Cotter to Mr. Soto.